Hello and welcome back, and this is episode 35, and it's been a while. If you're actually an introvert but coming across as an extrovert, the energy it takes to successfully stage this is a Herculean task. And I know. If I predict something, it ain't going to happen. I haven't been right once yet in all these years. And I tend to write in fragments and then kind of paste everything together, but I suppose that's how most people write. And back to E.M. Charan quotes. As he claims that the person who has tendencies to have an inner quest will set failure above any success. He will even seek it out. This is because failure, always essential, reveals us to ourselves, permits us to see ourselves as God sees us, whereas success distances us from what is most inward in ourselves and indeed in everything. And you wonder why I gravitate toward Charan. And speaking of writing and writers, I read an interesting quote in the book otherwise known as The Human Condition by Jeff Dyer. Gerald Murphy conceded to F. Scott Fitzgerald that what you said in Tender is the Night was true. Only the invented part of our life, the unreal part, has had any scheme or any beauty. And this is called Questions But No Answers. I'm going to ask a flurry of questions here. Is the term the reality of experience correct, or should it be the experience of reality? Or are they both the same? And is reality actually an hallucination? How effective is our communication with other people? What is consciousness? Is it an illusion? I always wonder why I can't keep a thought in my head for long, unless for some reason, unknown reason, I can. Is consciousness part of our mind or brain, or is it something more ethereal? Do all of the cells, tissues, organs, and systems that make up our consciousness, or is it more independent of that? And why do we feel lonely, lost, upset, and emotionally down one moment, and then feel totally different just moments later? Should we or can we control these feelings, or are we just better off going with the flow? Are we ever fully formed? Are we foolish in thinking that there is a pattern and coherency to our lives? How accurate are our impressions of life and reality? One person sees one thing and another sees something completely different. And why? Is everything we do just a transaction? Do we really know ourselves, or better yet, do we ever really know another person? Are all these questions really what makes our life interesting? Or is it the opposite? That none of these questions are actually answerable? Should we hold on to everything we experience? Or is that not advisable, or being wise about our existence? Do we actually do ourselves a favor more by not remembering as much? Or should we recall as much as we can and store it? But how do we do that with all of our interactions, both internally and externally? Is everything we perceive just an internal transaction, an illusion? Are all of these transactions and experiences very real? Is our existence an illusion? Or is everything we perceive an illusion? Is thinking about all these questions worthwhile? Personally, I think it is, though fully realizing that most of these questions are unanswerable. A waste of time? I don't think so, and I don't mind asking questions knowing that I'm not going to get an answer. And now I'm going to move on to the next thing, since I'm not getting anywhere as usual. So my wife is heading for one of her fam trips, which is what travel agents are invited to become more familiar with the islands, resorts, and destinations abroad that they sell. And as she was preparing to go to Turks and Caicos the next morning, I told her that I wanted to go to bed a bit early in the night before, since I had to drive her to JFK at 5:30 in the morning. And she sarcastically replied, "What are you tired from?" And I responded by saying, "I run the machine here. All the things that I do keep this incredible machine running efficiently." And she said, "What machine? You don't even know what day it is." And she's probably right. Another joyful thing to encounter with the aging process. It's bad enough that your hair thins out and that I'm slowly losing much of my hair on the crown of my head. And somehow it seems that the hair I'm losing on my head is now showing up in my ears and nose. So instead of the hair growing on your head, it now gets displaced into your ears and nose. And I'm kind of surprised that it's not coming out of my eyes and mouth, at least not yet. And I'll stop here.